Right. Well, Dustin McDaniel opined that it did not change anything. All it did was try to define the term journey. I disagree with him. I think that just the text of the act itself is pretty clear that it created open carry and constitutional carry. There's no requirement to interpret any law if the plain text is unambiguous. The only time you interpret a law is when there's an ambiguity, and there is no ambiguity in Act 746. If you just read it, it authorizes open carry and authorizes constitutional carry. Now, the implications of Dustin McDaniel saying that he doesn't think that it changes anything in Arkansas law and it does not create open carry is that law enforcement officers are probably going to try to enforce the law in a way consistent with the AG's opinion right now. And it's going to take the judiciary, it's going to take an actual court case, it's going to take someone actually getting arrested and testing that law before a court to determine how a court is going to interpret it, or if they're going to do like I did and just read the law instead of interpreting an ambiguity that's not there. I don't recommend to anybody, going out there and testing the law and getting arrested and thrown in jail or whatever. But at some point, I guess it's going to happen, and there's no way to tell how it's going to turn out. There's no way to really predict how a judge is going to interpret that law, whether he's going to rely on Dustin McDaniel's opinion, which is purely advisory. It's not the rule of law; it's just an advisory opinion. But I think that if they interpret the law fairly, that they'll see that there is no ambiguity open for interpretation, that is unambiguously creating open carry and constitutional carry in the state of Arkansas, very consistent with the state of Vermont, one of the most liberal states in the country that has constitutional carry. So I don't think it's a problem. I don't think you see people crouching down behind trash cans and around shooting down alleyways and stuff. It's not the Old West in Vermont, and I don't think that it's going to be the Wild West here in Arkansas either. I think that we're all adults. We are a civilized society, and I think that we can be trusted to obey the Constitution and the Second Amendment.